Hello YouTubers, so we're back here to finish up a few things today. Got a few minutes before I'm going to jump on a live here somewhere, so I figured I'd go ahead and get these done. And let's go ahead and use our sanding block. So we'll just get this out of the way. Go ahead and get these sanded up here. And go ahead and get these. When we get these sanding blocks, we get this stuff out of the way right here. We can get out of the way. We get the top sanded. Gets those done. Gets them out of the way. And then we can do the other pieces later. This one's got a little hump in it. And, let's not cut that one too close. It's okay. It's easy enough to get out. It's easy to do. No big deal. Just take it right out. Just like that. It's got a little mushrooming going on. We'll take care of that. No big deal. Get this taken care of. One of these pieces feel a little bit bigger than the other ones, but it's not too bad. So this one's pretty good. It's pretty good. This one definitely needs some, needs a 45 taken off. At least on that outside. And this one could use it. Just go ahead and take it off so gently, like that. So these pieces get put in there like so. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and break out our gum drag. Drag, we're just gonna use our finger here. We're just putting it on the top side. We're not gonna get a whole lot on there. Just gotta get just enough to get some going on here with our little wood slicker. Get it rolling, and what this does is this gets these particular edges done, gets them cut at a 45, gets them rolled over, gets them, or cut over, I guess I should say, and then that's it done. And I'll get this done here. Okay. Like so. I'll put a little bit more on there. Kind of dried a little fast. Let's get a little here. Go ahead and get this one done. There we have it. So we've got those done now. Okay, so we got all that taken care of, YouTubers. Yeah, let's in our, looking over here, and our pieces are dry. Looks pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So these will go like this, and they'll sit on there like this. We're going to try something new. I've never done this before, but I thought it might be kind of cool. And then this is going to go up in here like this. So it's going to look something like that. Yeah. What do you think? I think that'll look pretty cool. So we have a slot here, slot there, slot there. 3 cards each side. So we got 3 there, and we got our 3 here. So let's go ahead and continue cutting some things out. So let's go ahead and cut our I'm going to cut this here. Freehand this. Just cut these corners like so. Okay. We'll just go ahead and cut this for the internal. Then we can go ahead and start gluing the internal. And then once we go start gluing the internal, while it's drying, we'll cut the external. So, you know, just keeping track of what you're doing kind of helps you out. That way you're able to do some things while you're waiting on the other things to get done. Maximizes your time. But, you know, don't do it to the point where you can't remember what the heck you're doing. You start making mistakes, or you start rushing or anything crazy. You know, it's not worth that. But at the same point, make it happen. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut these straights. There's some pretty good long straights here. You know, it makes a difference when you're printing off the right size wallet, because, you know, we had that problem where I printed it off where it said to fit. And those wallets were pretty small, and I was thinking, wow, these seem like they're awful small, but, you know, I'm cutting right on the line, and I didn't think too much of it. And, yeah, sure enough, I go to start trying to load, you know, card slots in there. It's a good thing I didn't, you know, they didn't get out into any customer's hand, and it's kind of stupid, you know. I mean, it'd have been okay. I would have gave them new wallets, or gave them their money back, or whatever they wanted to do. It's not like I'm doing this for a living anymore. But, no, I'm really just kind of, I love doing it, and I still am doing it, and I'm kind of doing it for some charity work here and there, and then just to kind of recover some cost on my leather. That's it. Other than that, you know, and I'm just selling everything at cost, no labor, and teaching others. I had another little class today on TikTok. It worked out pretty good. And I told them, the TikTok folks, that I would bring the stuff I have on YouTube over, and yeah, it worked out pretty good. I had quite a few people in that. I had about 50 people in that live, so that live stream, so it worked pretty good. So can't complain. This is good for my first one. We'll see how it goes. I'm not too worried about it. You know, things will happen, and, you know, I'm just doing it because I like doing it. And there's some days like today, hands were hurting pretty good. I had to take some pain meds, but I didn't really care for doing a couple things today, but, you know, I did them, and that's the thing when you're kind of retired or on disability. You know, you got to kind of take it easy, and, you know, when you don't feel good, you just don't do what you aren't supposed to or don't want to, don't feel like. It is what it is. So that's pretty much what I do. So. So we'll get this here. Okay, so here we go. Get this all cleaned up. Let me get my shirt. I gotta take my shirt off here. It's getting a little warm. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start with one end since these are all done. And so the way we'll do this is going to go on this end. So we'll take our 45, put it in here, and put this in here. Get this pushed up down to the bottom. And then we'll put this in. Well, we don't need to put that in just yet. So let's go ahead and get this sized up here and figured out what we're going to do here. So we'll come get up underneath there. Get this here, get this here, and get this here. I used to mark this here, but it's not necessary because what I do is I look for this here, and then what I do is I take the wing divider, right, and then I just mark it, and so I'm marking the area that we're going to scratch so that the glue will hold, okay? So we're just coming around like this, okay? So just put our finger here and get started. So we'll Get over here and get this scratched out down here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get right up there. Okay, so there we go. So let's go ahead and get this glued up. And we're eventually going to have to get us some thinner. Then this glue down, it's getting a little thick. Anytime your glue gets a little thick, what you need to do is just get you some thinner of the type of glue that you have. So for instance, I'm using weldwood here. And so, you know, you'd want to get a weldwood thinner. That's the best way to do it. You could use other thinners, but you know, I've always been told whatever glue that you're using, or adhesive, however you want to say it, you should get that particular brand's thinner to thin out their adhesive, because it'll work the best that way. And so I have done it the other way, and sometimes it works okay, but I don't know, there's something they do to those, each glues and each of the thinners, they do something different to each one of them. You think they'd make them all the same, but they kind of do and they kind of don't. So anyway, we're going to take those, put them over here. We're going to bring this up now, because this will be this end. So we got one on each end. And this is what we start with. We start with a open face, full leather piece. And so we'll get that settled in there, and then get up in there and make our marks. Come in here and make these marks. Okay. There we go. Get our finger in there, get this one started while that other half's drying. This gets our inner pockets going. That's the biggest part of the job on this wallet, you know. This is a nice wallet. It's simple, but this is also it's a simple wallet, but yet at the same time it's a very nice wallet. I think we're going to go ahead and just make it bifold like we did the other one. So, and I think I got to look to see if I cut them. I haven't cut them yet, so yeah, I need to leave the other one a little longer. And so I need to do that. Hopefully I didn't, yeah, I left some room on the staples, so when I take the staples out, there'll be some extra room. Because you definitely want to leave some extra room. As much as we can. I didn't think about that earlier. It's a good thing I put the staples where I did. Because if I'd have made them any closer, we would have had to make this one a regular. Oh, okay. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get this. I'm going to turn that back around so I know which side is drying and which side is not drying. Okay, get a little drink here. Okay, now let's go ahead and take our go ahead and get this put on here. We're going to go ahead and get this. I don't know if you can see that, but so I'm putting my finger here and here, just kind of marrying that up. Kind of get that squeezed down in there. Right there, measuring that. Making sure it's there. Making sure that's there. Making sure it fits right. Okay. And really gotta kind of get this one. Same thing on this one. We're going to get the side, the edge around this, just kind of in there, and then make sure this edge is smooth, and then just push down, yeah, like that. Get our clampers. Just kind of give it a little clamp. Clamp it on this side. There we go. And then going to hand pressure, put this in here. Best we can. So the hand pressure's in there so we can see kind of what we got going on. And then what I'll do is after I get the hand pressure going, I'm going to go over here to the big table and hammer those in. And then so same thing with this one. Over here where you can see what's going on. So put my fingers on the outside and just kind of get this filled in there like so. Okay. Just kind of get that pushed down in there. Like that. We'll do the same thing over here. Gonna put this here. Get that down in there. Get that going pretty well. Let's make sure we're staying in the line there. It's a little bit outside the line, but you just tuck it back in there. Let's go ahead and give it a little clamp. And give this a little clamp. Okay. All right. And we'll give it a little. Get our hand pressure in there. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go here to the big table. We'll be right back here.